Hey there, this is Ashley, your host for the Ready, Set, Depart podcast. Do you want to make some memories and travel with your family? It's not as hard as you think. Let's go. Hello and welcome to episode 16 of the Ready, Set, Depart podcast. We are so glad you're here. Today we're going to do things a little bit differently. We thought a chat about road tripping with pets would be a great subject for today's discussion, but since we have a cat, we could only talk about that. But I knew exactly who to call to help with the dogs. My sister-in-law, Julie. She has traveled a lot with her dogs and she is really, really great at it. Then I thought, how fun would it be to have her as our very first guest on the show? So I'd like to introduce you to my sister-in-law and Trooper's auntie, Julie. Hey, Julie, thanks for being with us on the show today.
Hello. Thanks for having me. This is so fun.
All right, so what we're going to do is Trooper's going to interview us, and we're just going to answer a few questions and talk about road tripping with pets.
Hey guys, it's Trooper here. So tell us a little bit about your pets. Julie, do you want to answer?
Sure. So I have a little Havanese. She's a rescue dog. I got her when she was 7, and she's about 10.5 pounds. Cutest little girl that is my little buddy, and she goes everywhere with me when I can take her.
And what's her name?
Oh, her name is Roca Rose. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It left with that.
We have a 17-pound cat named Roger. He is not fat. He is just giant. We got him when they told us about 4 months old, and he was already kind of the size of a normal cat. So we should have known that he was going to be gigantic, and he is. He is one of those COVID cats where everyone was getting kittens and puppies. And we had just lost our cat in January of 2020 and our little heart cat, Daisy. And so we were needing a little fuzzy person to come and join our family. And so Roger came with us, and he is perfect for a shut-in cat. He doesn't like change. He doesn't like us to be gone. And so we have started traveling with him, and he loves it, but we'll get more into that.
Yeah. So let's talk about actually traveling. Do you use a carrier for your pet? Mom, do you want to go?
We actually do use a carrier for our pets. Some people don't with cats in the car. We were afraid that Roger would freak out and get underneath the driver's feet. And so I ordered, I guess, probably 10 different carriers to try out for him because he is huge. We wanted him to be able to move around in it. And I wanted it to be attached to the car somehow, not just sitting there in case we had to stop quick. And so we finally found one, and I'll put it on our website, that is big enough for him. It attaches kind of like a baby seat with how everything attaches over the back of the chair and the seat belt goes through. And he really loves it. He'll actually even go in it when we're not traveling. We'll pull it out a couple days before we go, and he'll go in it, and he really enjoys it.
Yeah. Auntie Julie?
That's awesome. Safety first, right? With that seatbelt.
Exactly.
So Roca is a rescue, and her first 7 years of her life, she kind of lived in a cage. So I let her have her freedom. I do not use a carrying case unless she is flying with me. So when I'm road tripping, it's all about comfort. And she has the ultimate setup where she can go from the front seat to the back seat whenever she wants. I make sure that all the nooks and crannies in the car are filled in so she doesn't hurt herself. The back seat is a hammock, and so it's all contained. She's got blankets and pillows and all her comforts right there. But I do recommend still taking or throwing in that carrier in the car with you because it comes in handy when you need to go in someplace that's not pet friendly. And you can put her in the carrying case and people don't even know she's there. If they do see her, they don't question it. You are a good, responsible dog owner, and you don't have to leave them in the car when it's way too hot.
Yeah, it was amazing. We just went through Las Vegas, and it got so hot in the car that we had to just leave it on the whole time just because I couldn't leave him in there without it. We have a backpack carrier for Roger as well, but I hate it because people don't necessarily notice him, but dogs notice him, and that scares him. And so when you're carrying 17 pounds on your back and he starts running around because a dog is like freaking out on him, that's not as fun. But we do have one and we have used it going on walks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to say though, with our carrier, we do put puppy pads underneath it just in case. Just in case there's some sort of thing that happens and it feels like that would be easier to clean up. Like, what do you think, Julie? Like having stuff right there is nice because you just never know what's going to happen. Like, you don't know what's going to happen with anybody. Like, I could get car sick and, but just having that cleanup stuff, right?
Absolutely. So I have a designated spot for all of Roca's stuff, and it's behind the passenger seat so that when I am stopped at a stoplight, I can easily and safely grab her treats, grab, anything she needs. And that's also the designated spot to have the paper towels and the cleanup and I take gloves. So just to have gloves with you as well, just so I know where to find it, the poop bags and all of that right there contained where I know easily where it is and easily able to grab it.
Yeah, for sure. And garbage bags too. That was always, I like that. We always seem to forget that part.
Yeah. So let's talk about food and water. What do you do? And Julie?
Yeah, so food and water is huge. I mean, it's like the dogs what they live for, right? To eat and all their snacks. And so I like to plan my trip where I can actually be to my end destination by the time she has dinner. If that's not possible, then I look at the map and see where a good stopping point is and look for areas where I can then have a longer break, pull out her food, let her stretch her legs, and then water is accessible to her at all times. I actually have it's kind of a pillow. The wedge is what I call it. And it's become Roca's stair stepper onto the couch. And I also use it on road trips. I put it right in the front seat, the passenger seat of the front, and it's the safety for her from hitting the dashboard. And right to that, I attach her water dish. So it's secure, it's always accessible. She can come up and get the water as she pleases throughout the whole trip.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Mom?
Oh, and I just want to say we have pictures of Julie's setup for Roca on the website. So definitely check that out at readysetdepart.com. And I tell you, I want to travel like Roca. Like that looks like an awesome setup.
She's very spoiled.
Exactly. Our first trip with Roger was from the top of Washington to the bottom of California. And I was super nervous. And I talked to our vet about what to do about water and food. And they said, cats are a little different than dogs. He's probably not going to eat while you're on the road. He probably won't drink while you're on the road. And that's okay. And so the first little bit, like the first day we were traveling, I put some food in there and he didn't touch it. He didn't even want to look at it. But what I have learned is I have little collapsible bowls, and every time we stop, I will fill up his bowl of water and just put it in there with him. And then if no one's in the car or if it's quiet, like if it's just one person in the car, he'll drink. But like if all of us are in the car talking, he won't. So we'll just be quiet and let him drink, and he'll drink a little bit, but then he's fine not eating the whole time. We do have his regular food with us. I put it in one of those cereal Rubbermaids so it's easy to not spill and it's easy to pour when we get there. And like I said, I have those collapsible bowls. But yeah, cats, they don't really want to when you're on the trip.
And that's
At least
the
our cat doesn't.
point. Dogs are also very finicky. And so don't be super alarmed if they're not eating right away or if they're not drinking. They're just, a little bit stressed, and give them time. I have found with my previous dog, a little poodle, she would not eat unless I hand fed her when we were on the road. And that was okay. Like that worked for us. And she finally got comfortable with the new environment, and then she was able to eat. But there for the time, the first couple days, she was always a bit anxious and a bit stressed. And so I would actually hand feed her little bits and she was able to then eat. So don't be alarmed if they are a little bit, more stressed or not acting their normal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I agree. Yeah.
They just have to get used to it.
Mhm.
So let's talk bathrooms. What do you do, Mom?
Well, cats. So Roger is not leash trained. We have tried. He's one of those that will just lay there and we can drag him, but it doesn't work. So we have to keep him inside at all times. And we have a litter box, but again, the vet warned us or told us that he probably wouldn't use it when we were on the road. We always give him access to it. It's one of the top down ones, like where there's a hole in the top and he can go in, and that just feels like it's not going to spill as easily when we're traveling. But he's never used it on the road. And I do sometimes wish I could tell him, like dogs, they're kind of trained where you go outside and you're like, it's time to go potty. I wish cats you could do that because I'm always afraid that like he's been holding it and then we stuff him in the car and he's like, wait. But we can't, he's just not, I mean, just cats aren't trained like that. But we haven't had any problems, knock on wood yet. So
Yeah. Auntie Julie?
Yeah, so they are trained when they go outside, and it's a good thing. So definitely give them opportunity to go out right before you get in the car. And then Roka's really good to let me know if she actually has a potty emergency. She comes up, you can just tell she's not drinking her water, but kind of like staring at me. And so then I know that she does need a break. And so I get to the safe spot where I can pull over if it's truly an emergency, safe spot, pull over on the side of the road, or I look for an exit where I can get off and then give her that opportunity to get outside.
Yeah. So what about calming treats? Do you use them? Auntie Julie?
I have been so lucky that I actually have not needed them. Both my dogs are so well behaved and really don't need the calming treats. So I haven't used them, but I did get them in case they were needed. I didn't know how they would react, and so I actually talked to my vet before a big road trip or before traveling with them on the plane, and they subscribe or prescribed little. Ashley, help me out. What that name is?
gabapentin.
Gabapentin. Yes, so they prescribed that for me that I was able to have it on hand in case needed. Because once you go on a road trip, you have to get back. And so if the first day is absolutely terrible, then it would be nice to have it on hand so you know that you're able to use it on the road home. So
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mom?
We tried to use calming treats. So we could have gotten the gabapentin from our vet. We chose not to do that because I don't know. I'm a little bit afraid to try to give this cat a pill, to be honest. He's a little bit crazy. But they do have calming treats like at Petco or PetSmart that are just like little chewy treats. And we got him to eat it once and he won't eat them again. He knows that there's something in there and he won't eat them again. But we've been lucky too, where he hasn't been that bad. But we did almost make a mistake, and I have to tell you this just because I don't want anyone else to make this mistake. So at our vet hospital that we go to, when you come in, they hand a bandana to the dogs and a blanket to the cats that is sprayed with a pheromone that calms the animals. And I don't know if I think it seems to calm him, but they do sell it. And I thought, this is so smart. Like, I'm going to spray inside his carrier and he will be super chill and it'll be great. And luckily, the vet said, don't use the calming spray in a car because it will calm everyone, including the driver. And so she's like, that could be kind of dangerous. And I hadn't even thought of that. But yes, so don't use that in a car, the calming spray. Try the calming treats or get that prescription from your vet.
Genius. So, where do you like to stop? Gas stations, rest areas, something else? Julie?
I have found it works really well to make rest areas the stop for the dog and the gas station the stop for me. That way it keeps the stops to a minimum. But rest areas are fantastic. They're right off the freeway. Typically, they're pretty nice. And they also offer picnic tables, the dog stations, a place to walk. And so it does allow a nice break and allows, Roka and I to stretch our legs and go for a little walk. Where a gas station, obviously, it's nice to fill up get some food for myself, get myself a break, but then be on the road pretty quickly.
But yeah, we found that Love's gas station is a really good gas station to stop because they have really good bathrooms. Their gas is pretty cheap. Yeah, all of that. Mom?
Well, since we don't take Roger out, we just stop at gas stations usually, or wherever we need to stop, I guess. We have found that unfortunately, Washington rest areas are kind of, on the most part, yucky. Idaho rest areas are amazing. And so are Oregon. So, and then California is kind of hit or miss. Those are the ones that we've done with Roger. So we just stop wherever we stop. And like I said, we give him a minute of quiet. And because cats do like that, for things to just be a little bit less crazy for a minute.
Yeah. So, what are your favorite pet-friendly hotels? Mom?
Well, one of our travel tips is when you're staying in a hotel, stay within the same family of hotels, and then you can earn points and get free time. So, our chosen one is Marriott, and Marriott has the extended stay hotels. Like the residence inns and stuff. And they have always been really good for us. They're clean, but they're also pet friendly. Not every hotel that says it's pet friendly is cat friendly. So sometimes we have to make sure that that's okay. And then, kind of like Julie was saying in her car, we always make sure there's no place that the cat can get into and hide, because sometimes those things under the bed are open at one end, and then but then they can get all the way down, and that would be ridiculous to try to find him in.
Mm-hmm.
I always, because Roger is not an outdoor cat, we don't always keep up on the flea medication, which we should, but he hates it and I hate making him do it. But whenever we're going to be in a hotel or in, go someplace else, we always make sure he's up to date on his flea medication. And my last thing is that we always bring a little dustpan and broom to clean up all those little litter circles. I don't know what they are. All those little bits of litter.
Like litter sand.
Litter sand that gets out when he uses the bathroom, because we try to be respectful of where we are. We have stayed in an Airbnb. We made sure that pet friendly meant cat friendly, and it was perfect. She had a huge bathroom that he could watch the deer and the turkeys and everything. We were in a cabin near Lassen National Park, and it was perfect. And so that is an option, but you have to definitely ask, because not all pet friendly means cat friendly.
Yeah, Auntie Julie?
That is so fascinating. I love those tips, Ashley. I wouldn't even think about the differences between a cat and a dog not being able to come to a hotel or Airbnb. Maybe because I'm just so dog oriented that it's like absolutely they're allowed.
Well, traveling with dogs is much more normal, I think, than traveling with cats.
That's true. So I actually try to stay at an Airbnb or VBRO because Roca actually got me in trouble when I stayed at a hotel once. And this is a good thing for dog owners to be aware of. Roca does not bark. She is very quiet. But I got a phone call as I left her in the hotel room as I stepped out to go get some food. I got a phone call from the hotel who said, we've had some reports of some barking coming from your room. And so I was caught that I was not there, and that's a no-no. So I learned very quickly that she does bark. She does have a voice when you leave her in a hotel room. And so I choose to avoid hotels when I can and stay in a VBRO or Airbnb when possible.
Yeah.
Well, I just like that anyway. I think it's nice to kind of have a home feel. We definitely try to do Airbnbs or VRBOs whenever we can, because I do like that. And we like having separate place for Trooper to sleep.
Yeah,
I think Trooper likes to have a separate place for him.
We have learned that none of us sleep well and none of us are happy in the morning when we sleep together.
That's funny. And the other thing to think about when you're staying in a hotel is there's often other dogs. And so that may raise their anxiety and, put them on edge a little bit more if there's others around. And so again, to separate them into a VBRO or Airbnb where they are in that more homey place where they are. There might be scents from previous people who have stayed there, but it's not a lot. And so it will hopefully keep them calmer too.
Yeah, I like that. That's
Mhm.
true.
What is something you wish you had known sooner? Auntie Julie?
You know, it's kind of unfair that pets aren't around for very long. We don't have them near long enough. And so I've learned that you just need to spend all the time you can with them and that they're okay to go on these adventures. And so when possible, take them. They will love you for it. They enjoy to get out and experience new things and they love being with their person. And so definitely take them when you can.
Yeah. Mom?
I wish I could tell my before we started traveling with Roger self that it would be okay. I was so scared that he would meow the entire time or that he would throw up all over the place or that he would be just so freaked out he could never calm down. And admittedly, where we live in Washington, we do not have a lot of motorcycles. And so motorcycles freak him out
Mm-hmm.
wherever we are. But other than that, he just really likes being with us. And he has been a trooper with traveling. We've done it quite a few times now, and he just really likes to be with us. And I think that that's what makes him the best. He does sometimes meow. He's a really quiet cat anyway, and he did meow our first trip for about an hour, which was scary because you just don't know when it's going to end. And you're like, please don't be for 3 days, okay? But he just meowed for about an hour and then he was fine. And he really doesn't meow at all anymore. He really enjoys it. And sometimes he'll meep at us to get somebody to, pay attention to him or give him a little pet. But
Yeah.
other than that, he's pretty happy. So I wish I could just tell myself it would be okay. You can do it. Cats can travel too, not just dogs, and they can enjoy it too.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
What is your favorite trip that you've taken with or without Roca or with or without Roger? Mom?
Well, without Roger, my favorite trips are always Europe. I love Europe. I could spend my entire life there. I just think it's amazing. But I just really like when all of us are together, all four of us together. We always say home is where our peeps are, and Roger's one of our peeps. And so I just like to all be together. And so wherever that is that we can be together and make memories, those are my favorite times. And so it's always just the last one that was my favorite. So coming home from San Diego this last time was my favorite.
Yeah. Auntie Julie?
I went on a cruise, which was so fun and I loved it, but I couldn't have my dog with me. And so I really think that my favorite trips are those that my dog can be with me and that end at a beach. Like it's so fun when you're in this happy place and they get to see the beach for the first time and they're just overjoyed. Like it's so rewarding to see them so happy. And so my road trip from Colorado to Florida, which we got to go to a beach, was probably my favorite.
Yeah. What is anything else that you want to like kind of touch up on or get a little bit off topic that you think our audience should hear? Auntie Julie?
So, a couple things. I find it really important when you're packing to pull out their stuff as well so they see that they're going with you. It kind of helps calm them a little bit when they see their stuff being packed. So pull out their dog bed, put it in next to the door, so it's like, okay, you're not going to forget about me. So that's really helpful. The other thing that I found useful is taking a dish wand that's already full of dish soap so you can easily clean their dishes when you get to a rest area or a hotel or the BBRO. And so you can keep, that clean. And then, of course, I think it's already been mentioned, but definitely have that cleaner stuff and paper towels on hand because accidents do happen. And so it's nice to know where it is because I don't pack light when I'm road tripping. I don't need to. And Roca for sure doesn't pack light. She's got so much stuff. And so it really is important to have that designated spot where you can easily get to it and know where it is. And lastly, it's great if you can give them a bath the day of road tripping because you're going to be in close quarters with a stinky dog. And so That's, great if you can do that. If you can't, I recommend having some wipes on hand so that you can wipe them down, keep them clean, keep that odor down. Makes it traveling a little bit more pleasant for you.
Yeah.
That's something good. I hadn't thought of that. That's true. Especially since we don't give Roger baths.
And we couldn't anyway.
Don't think we could if
Cats
we
are
wanted
so
to.
clean, you don't have to.
What I think that everyone needs to know about cats, at least the 2 cats that we have had, in stressful situations, they drop their fur like crazy. And so it will be even worse than normal. So definitely have, those roller lint guys with you, because they will leave an entire cat on you just because they're in a stressful situation. And he does this at the vet too. So it's kind of a normal thing for us where we know it's going to happen. But having that lint roller is nice because, like I say, I like to be respectful of the places we're staying as much as possible. And I don't want to leave 2.5 cats worth of hair all over. So that would be my blessing. So there you have it. We are so glad that Julie was able to come on and help us with this episode. It's so nice to get both perspectives because, like Julie said, she's so dog focused and we're so cat focused that there were things that surprised us. Did anything surprise you? Before you hit the road with your pet, here are some things to remember from today's episode. Know your pet's personality. Some need more comfort and quiet, like cats. Others thrive with flexibility, like dogs. Carrier or free range? Use what makes your pet feel safe. For cats, a secure carrier is usually the best. Dogs might prefer a cozy setup with freedom to move. Just make it safe. Prep for messes. Bring paper towels, wipes, gloves, puppy pads, and a lint roller. Accidents and shedding happen. Plan food and water stops. Dogs might eat and drink on the go. Cats, not so much. Offer water at stops and don't stress if they skip a meal or two. Bathroom needs vary. Dogs go outside, cats need a litter box, even if they don't always use it during the drive. Just keep it accessible. Pack their stuff where they can see it. It helps them feel included and reassured. Rest stops versus gas stations. Dogs love a walk at a rest area. Gas stations work for humans and cats who stay inside the car. Consider calming aids. Calming treats, vet prescribed meds like gabapentin, or even just quiet time can help anxious pets. Hotels versus rentals? Not all pet friendly means cat friendly. Always ask and double check for hiding spots. Bring comfort items. Favorite beds, blankets, or toys can go a long way in helping your pet settle in. Don't forget a dish wand. That makes it easy to clean up pet bowls on the road. Baths or wipes before you go. No one wants to be trapped in a car with a stinky travel buddy. And finally, your pet wants to be with you. If you can take them, do it. The memories are worth it. That's a wrap on our first ever guest episode. Huge thanks to Julie for joining us and sharing all her dog travel wisdom. I loved getting both perspectives today, and I hope it was helpful whether you travel with a pup, a cat, or you're just thinking about adding a furry friend to the road trip crew. If you've got questions we didn't answer or tips of your own, we'd love to hear them. You can find us on Instagram at Ready Set Depart Podcast or send us a message through our website at readysetdepart.com. And hey, if this episode made you feel a little more confident about traveling with pets, or if you just loved hearing about Roger and Roca, would you mind leaving us a quick review? It really helps other families and their pets find the show. Until next time, remember, home is where your peeps and your pets are. We'll see you down the road. Thank you for listening. If you like this podcast, be sure to share it with your friends or even leave us a review so others can find it. Follow us on Instagram at Ready Set Depart Podcast. This is Ashley with Ready Set Depart. Remember, traveling with your family and making memories is not as hard as you think. See you next time.